artist forever. My artist career, it's just at the beginning. And the coolest part is, I have no idea where it's gonna take me. And I love that.
Shout out to our sponsor, Local Cold Brew Coffee. Welcome to Book BFFs, the show that celebrates wonderful people and the books they're inspired by. I'm your host, Jenny Valdez, and today I'm here with the talented Orla Ananda. How are you, my love?
Hi, Jenny. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a great opportunity. And it's my first podcast.
Yes,
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
Welcome to your first podcast. You're always the artist on the canvas, and right now you are the artist representing yourself. So.
Yes, I'm going to learn how to speak today. Thank you.
Well, you know how to speak. You're just practicing. That's what we're doing here. We're practicing. So I've seen some of your artwork, and wow, you are a boss babe on 100. I need to learn how to draw like that and make that beautiful art. But can you tell us more about yourself?
Thank you. Wow. I'm learning how to accept compliments with grace, and I think I blush every time still, but thank you. I love that.
Receive that.
Well, I have a background in I went to art school, so I'm a professionally trained artist, although I didn't work as a full-time artist ever until I started painting murals. I don't know, I call it a shadow artist. I was kind of around the art world. I was a photographer, a graphic designer, worked in the art industry for many years. Just kind of finding myself, I guess. And 5 years ago, I moved from New York City to South Florida. Couldn't find a job. Crushed my ego. And like, you know what? This is an opportunity to reinvent myself. I can be whoever. I love that,
Yes,
and the sea air and the beach and all the people in flip-flops and bathing suits. So yeah, I just decided to try something. I guess I always wanted to try, but never had courage to do it. So I just went, and I'm pretty social. Like I like to talking to people. So I got plugged into community rather fast, and I just went around and told everybody, "Hey, I want to paint murals." And people was like, "Yeah, sure, do it."
Wow.
And it's just like that. And of course, it wasn't a business or full-time job from the start. And I had to do a couple of them for supplies, we call it in our industry, to get a portfolio in the hand. But yet somehow it evolved to a full-time business.
Wow,
And
congrats.
Thank you. It's been 4 years, I think. Yeah. So
Wow.
compared to a lot of mural artists or artists in general, my art career is rather short, I'd say, but it's been interesting.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting.
So Start With Why by Simon Sinek. What made you choose this book?
I love this book. It's a good question. What made me choose it? Because I started thinking about how each book got into my lap. And I think there's no coincidences, right? And we talked about it before we were rolling, that if that book appeared on my radar like 15 years ago, straight out of college when I was looking for a job, even if I read it, probably didn't resonate at all. Because back then I was looking for a job to just have a salary, pay my rent. There was no idea of having my own business or mission or purpose. That's a trendy word this day, right? Everybody have to have a purpose, but it's true. And this book really made an impression on me first time about 2 years ago, when I was venturing in to be doing something on my own, like kind of believing in myself that I don't have to have a 9 to 5 job, or basically making a decision that I don't, knowing what I don't want to do, and that I don't want to have 9 to 5 anymore and do my own thing. And like how this book says, right? Like don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. And it was even before I launched my business, I started to think in it, why it is I do what I do. Like why yes, I'm an artist, I paint, but there is a deeper meaning and a purpose behind it. Like everybody can sell a painting, but make a legacy out of it in a way. So, but I picked it up in that moment, and then I meant to read it, and then I went back to it few months ago in March. I listened to it the second time because when I paint, I have a lot of
Oh, I love
downtime. Like
that.
it's just hours of hours, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that's it. Kind of, I got
That's
it on
awesome.
Audible again. Um, yeah, and I think this is one of the books that's gonna stay in my bookshelf for a while.
Yeah, and I'm sure every time you reread it, you get a different purpose and a different meaning that you're like, "Oh, well, I didn't catch that the first time, but now I catch it."
Exactly, exactly. There's just so much in it on so many levels and depths that, like you said, whatever I'm at, what point I'm at life or in life. Um, English is not my first language. Forgive me.
We're here for it. Speak it, speak
And I'm nervous.
it.
Um, that's what I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How would you describe this book?
I think inspirational. Yeah,
Mm,
it's very, very inspirational. It's just something you'd never, a lot of times you don't think about it. But they don't teach us this in school. They teach us how to do things or what to do or how to sell or how to present yourself. They don't tell us, like, oh, you have to have a reason for it. What reason?
yeah.
No.
I'm just doing it because my teacher told me to do it.
My teacher told me to, oh, that's what the market demands, or what that's what people want, or that's what I think is gonna sell. And with this mindset, we usually don't go very far. Don't you
Right.
think?
Right. No,
We can,
agreed.
yeah. Mhm.
Agreed. That's why I think these conversations like this are so important because it's able to educate in a different way that may resonate with some to explore different options, you
Exactly.
know?
And I also thought it was interesting because, like, this book is probably mainly, it talks a lot about corporations, the big companies, Apple, the Wright brothers, like Dell Computers. Probably Amazon could be in it right at this point,
Yeah.
but it wasn't there when this book was written. And I'm an artist, so it's a very different industry, but still it's the same purpose and it's the same message, right?
Of course.
So I think this book can anybody can relate to it. Anybody who is doing anything,
Yeah. So in the common theme being the message of why,
right?
what is your personal why?
I believe that art can change the world and can improve people's lives. So it's beyond just me painting murals. It's elevating spaces. Like there is, I can I can present my message. Hey, I'm an artist. I paint murals. They're beautiful. They executed with the most uh, high quality brushes. My original technique here. What don't you want one, right? Or I can say like the mural can change your space. Mural can help to grow your revenue in your business if it's a commercial space. Mural can improve the quality of your life, can elevate mood, can help mental wellness, can just, there's so many reasons why I truly believe that art is something that everybody needs and every space can benefit from having art in it, whether it's a wall art or mural or site specific art installation.
Definitely. How did you get into art?
Well, I went to art school. I did study photography and graphic design. But I always like, because I worked in the art industry, I was around artists all the time and I loved it. And a couple of my best friends back then were mural artists, the world known. So I was often on sets or on projects or curated couple of installations. And I think there's no coincidence that I was so drawn to site specific installations when there's art communicates with the space and back and forth, and there is a reason behind it.
Of course. Do you include a lot of your emotion in your artwork?
Uh, it's all emotion.
It's all emotion.
Actually, it's not all emotion because I also have a business mindset and I also have a degree in social work. So psychology is a very important component to it. Um, and that's why I think I start quickly growing my business and start growing because I communicate with clients and it's a pure collaboration. Yes, there is emotion, there is feeling, there's my creative perspective, but it's really about us working together. It's your space in my art. It's your business
Mm,
and my, it's your home and my art together. Let's create something together. So there is emotion, there is communication, and of course there is execution, excellence, quality, and yada yada, all the
right.
other components of any
Yeah,
product that you want to sell or present.
of course. And I bring that up because the book talks a lot about making decisions off of emotions.
Yes. Yes, that's one of the things that I picked up the last time I read this book, that it's really a biology. It's not even psychology, because there is a part of the brain, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
Um, I think called the limbic brain, that responds for decision making, which operates on emotion. It doesn't operate on the logic. So when we present, like, why would you want to have a mural in your space, or why would you want to have this art project in your space? The reason has to come from why. It's going to make me happy. It's going to help my business grow. It's going to make my customers happy. It's going to leave memorable impressions. It's going to deliver the message. I told you, don't get me started.
Keep going.
But that's what people and my clients and companies and projects that I work with respond to, is why. Like, and I sometimes I give them this idea that they don't even know about, because a lot of people, like, I don't know a lot of things about cars, or I don't know a lot of things about like TVs and production, right? But so a lot of people don't know a lot about art and what art can do, and it's a lot of people think that it's purely decorative, but it's well beyond being purely decorative. It's part of life.
Wow, that's powerful.
Oh,
Art is part of life,
it
literally.
is. Creativity in a
Literally.
lot of shape and form is part of life.
So, how do you use your personal life and the experiences that you've had to shape your artwork?
Part of life. I think it's my energy and my charisma that is very see through in my art. I have a natural lot of energy, and and my art is very unusual, but then people drawn to it in, in a way, you know.
It's unique.
So, right, it's unique, but it's combination of me in it. It's another thing that I took a spin on this book, me bringing back to the book, that people don't buy a product, people buy energy or charisma that stands behind it, right? That's why my personal branding is a big part of my artwork. Like, it's not just this is my mural. No, this is me in the mural. This is
Right.
I creating it. I'm working with you. This is all together. And sometimes I truly believe that, like, I meet a client for the first time who I get a request through my art, through my portfolio, and then by the end of a site visit or a first brainstorming session, we become best friends and they want to work together. And I have a lot of returning clients for that, and a lot of recommendation word of mouth for that. It's just, so I think my art is me is like it's a one thing.
Right. You've made that collaboration and that union with both. So,
Yeah.
in that, like, what's an experience that you've had that you've put into artwork?
I took a lot of risks in life. Um a lot of people I hear tell me call it courageous. I wouldn't call it courageous. There was probably a different reason. It's just maybe not thinking about coincidence, but I always move forward no matter what and try new things. And same goes a lot with my art. If you look at my art from 4 or 5 years ago, it's changed tremendously because I'm always trying new things. I'm always changing it. Like what I'm painting this year is not, it's, there's a lot, of course, you can see that it's my a unique style
Yeah.
and artwork, but it changes all the time. And in life, I'm like this. I'm always trying new things. I'm always moving forward. Um, there was like I moved to United States on my own when I was 19, 20 years old. I didn't know anybody. I had English, thank God for that. I had like $500 in my pocket. um I had a kid when I was 24. I was a kid. I was like, okay, let's do it. Like I changed jobs, careers, moved, traveled. I'm always like want new experiences all the time, and it's maybe part of my personality. Just can't sit still and do it. That's why this job is perfect, because every project is different. Every client is different. So not one project repeated itself. Like I don't have the same paintings twice. I don't have the same mural done twice. So I think that's probably has a lot to do with it. And to be honest, I've never thought about it before you just asked me. So thank you. I just
Yeah,
learned
you're welcome.
something.
That's part of your why.
I love it.
That's part of your
Yes.
story.
Yes, yes,
Where
yes,
did
for
you move
sure.
from?
I moved from Russia. My mom just passed away, and I think I was running away. Like,
Yeah, escaping,
right,
creating something new for yourself.
escaping the grief, escaping the pain. Um, Probably, I don't know if it was the healthiest ways to deal with it at that time, but I am where I am. I don't regret a single thing that happened in my life. That's got me where I am right now. Yeah, and then at 33, I started a new career, being a mural artist.
Good for you. Can you say that again?
Thank you. At 33, I started a brand new career.
Thank you for saying that. There's so many people that think like, especially the younger generation, I have to have it figured out by
Oh,
21. I have to know it all. And it's like, we're forever evolving. So thank you for being that
no.
inspiration of whoever's listening to know that they can restart their career and have that new chapter in their life.
Thank you for saying that. And that's part of my message too, especially to younger girls and women in general, that there is no timeline. There is really no, we think, rightly said, we all think by 25, we got to figure it out. No, we can't figure I think your 20s are just like figuring out you or how
Yes.
life works. And a lot of now that I thought 35 is like old woman back then, but excuse me, my life is just starting.
Yes,
Uh,
preach.
and if I look at a lot of successful people, even in my, and by success, that it doesn't necessarily mean financial success or career success or just success in general, that feel good at where they're at. Nobody started doing anything profound until they were 35, 35, 36. So this is a big myth. I don't know where it's coming from. That
Yeah.
like the job that you get from college is forever. The career that you get out of
Right.
college is forever. No, nothing is forever. We can reinvent ourselves every 10 years or 20 years or
Definitely.
how often you want.
And
It's
you continue to evolve that.
could you evolve that even now? Like I feel like this business that I started and my artist career, it's just at the beginning where it's gonna take me. And the coolest part is I have no idea where it's gonna take me. And I love that. Like when in our 20s, all we wanted is certainty. We wanted like that guy's gonna love us forever. We're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
that forever. All of this, a career that's paycheck is gonna be
Yeah.
forever. And today I get off like I get
Yeah.
excited about by the uncertainty of things,
By the
because
unknown.
anything that is in my head is so limited, and the universe and life brings so many surprises.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I don't have no idea where the next 5 years of my life is going to take me.
Yes. Thank you for embracing that. Yes. Anybody listening, welcome the unknown, keeping your why at your core.
Yes,
So,
thank
one
you.
of the biggest things the book talks about is the golden circle, which is
Right.
the why,
The how.
how, and the what. Why being your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
how being the process,
Right.
and what being the product.
Exactly.
How do you utilize that golden circle in your life?
Well, and I love that how you started from the why, right? Because that's really where greatest ideas and greatest entrepreneurship stories and businesses start. But a lot of people don't even get there. A lot of projects or um, business models, they just stop at how. Like they do what we do, right? How I do it, and then that's it. I'm so lucky. I'm seriously now. You make me think about it. That it was a call from the universe that I got this book right when I started writing my business plan. That was exactly 2 years ago, and I started my writing it from my mission and vision. Like my mission, what is behind it, why I'm doing it, because and then the what and the how are they're super important, because the why have to be backed up. I have to have a quality product, right? I am a professionally trained artist. I have a skill. A lot of my skill is learned, but how and the what are learned. The why is the motivation factor. And without the motivation factor, the what and the how are temporarily. That's how I look at it. Or they are they can be repeated. If it would be just what and how, anybody can pick up a brush, learn how to paint, and go paint and do it. But where it's gonna get you, how far you want to go. I don't have a limit to where I want to go, and even my
Limitless,
why is probably gonna change. But that's my main approach when I how I market myself or how I present myself, how I talk to clients is like, why are we doing? The first question that I ask every single of my client, why did you made a request? Why, what do you try? Why you want a mural in your space? Why you want art in your space? What feelings you want to feel? What's the behind the reason? Like they start answering, oh, because we have a coffee shop. Okay, that's the what. That's the what, right? The mural and a wall in a coffee shop. Oh, we want to kind of increase our revenue. We want to attract customers. Like, okay, that's how, like that. But why? Why you want to do this? And even a lot, they don't know. They don't know. And like you, encouraging people that I work with think about that because that's gonna help me create a better product or I know you. I keep referring to my art as a product, but it's true.
it is. I
It
mean, it
is.
is
It
a
is.
product
It's a
at the end of the
service.
day.
It's a
It's a
product and
service.
it's a
Yeah.
service. So if me and my clients are in alignment, the best work comes in. They have the why and I know their why and I have my why, that's where the magic happens.
Wow, I love that. It's interesting. I feel like back in the day, a lot of things started with the what, with the product.
Mm-hmm.
And as the book discusses the emotional decision making and how we're tied to emotions, people are more inclined to go with the why, with the message, because that's what they're feeding off of their emotions when they buy your product. How does this product make me feel? What does this product stand for?
Exactly.
You know? And so that I feel like personally creates that long term success that a company is looking for versus that short term that, yes, you might sell X amount of products here, but in the long term, what's the long term gain?
Right.
You know? And the book also discusses the manipulation and the motivation aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you identify with that?
Um, wow, you really did your homework. I love it. You probably know the book better than I at this point. Um, yes. So with just limiting ourselves with what and the how, um, we essentially just no selling people or giving people what they want. When we sell in the why, we attracting people who believe in what we believe in, and that's the motivational drive behind it. I beyond the point, yes, I have a business, I make money, I have people on my team, I pay salaries too, I have rent to pay, car payment, all that is yes, but the main goal is about is to deliver the message and attract those clients and customers either who believe in what I believe in or open their eyes and their mind to that and spread the message and make more people aware of what art can do. So yes, the how and the what's gonna sell, but it's gonna end right there. There's nothing gonna be left behind when I'm gone. And like I'm sorry, I don't know, maybe I'm romanticizing it, but I want to leave a legacy behind me.
Of
I want to
course.
do certain impact into this world, even if it's in my small community or maybe a little bigger community or online community, right? We all have that right now. But I want my mission to live beyond me when I'm no longer there or I'm off to do other things.
Yes.
So and the same with the book which I like talks about hiring people, right? Like right now it's accurate to me because I just started growing. I hired 3 people in the last couple of weeks. Oof,
Yes.
nerve-wracking. Delegating, but and I was when I was interviewing, it's really um interesting that I am looking at the attitude and see if the people I want to work with are aligned with what I believe in or willing to, or they hear it and they're like, oh yeah, oh my God, this is amazing. Let's do this. It's inspiring. Because skill, you don't hire people for the skill. People, you can teach anybody a skill. Honestly, I can teach anybody to paint. I can teach anybody how to do spreadsheets or write emails, right? That's like for help in my business. But I want to work with people who believe what I believe in and who will help me to deliver the message. And they're going to work for their blood and sweat and build this legacy with me rather than, I mean, I'm, it's idealistic. I don't know if every single person is going to be like that. It's trial and error, but that's the goal. That's how I look. So it's why when I want to work with somebody, I looked at that person's attitude towards the mission behind my art.
Yes. I love that. Their characters, their qualities, their behaviors.
Yes,
That's gonna add that energy is a reflection of your artwork too, because that's
eh,
what you're around.
of course.
Something that I find very admirable about your story is you mentioned how you're an artist, but also business owner. And I really
Yes.
want to highlight that because there's a lot of artists that don't necessarily understand business, or a lot of business owners that don't necessarily understand art. And what I mean by that is art in general, any creative form of expression, right? And so for you being like, well, I just love art, I'm painting, to then I'm making this a business, to now I'm hiring employees. How is it stepping into that leadership role?
Ooh, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Wow,
a
I
good question.
bet. It's
Honestly,
a whole
it's
other skill you
but
gotta learn.
I remember it's a good question because it was really a threshold where I had to accept art as a business form. And I think a lot of artists go through that. And I went myself because I'm coming from the museum and gallery background where it's like you're an artist and everybody else does it for you. And stepping into that, like, yes, I have my creativity, my art, but also I want to work in commerce. I want to work with people. Um, I it's yes, museums and galleries, it's a big part of it. And I had work in a museum and galleries, and hopefully I will or not. It's not the point. My purpose is to deliver art to as many as my to my community, to as many people and companies and businesses and homes as possible. So yes, that was a very conscious decision, which therapy, books, podcasts, talking to other business people, mentors. It was work that was consciously done for me to step into that role. And it's like, okay, either I'm gonna leave art as art and I'm gonna do something on the side that, because I don't know, I like nice things. I like a nice lifestyle,
Yeah.
and not being embarrassed about like, hey, I'm turning my art into business. But why not? Who said it's not? Who said it doesn't cannot be that way? So, and honestly, I wish I studied now that I am a business person and I learned a lot of things from books. I wish I learned more about marketing when I was back in school or business development. But I think these days there's so much information available, like books, seminars, courses, that you don't necessarily need higher education for everything. You can learn, and I'm like a sponge. I'm always learning. I'm always taking courses. Like, okay, I don't know this. I'm gonna go read about it, learn, take a course, talk to people, and it's exciting. Like I developing business. It's super
Yes.
exciting. Marketing. I used to be that person. You know those Instagram advertising things.
Yes, yes.
I was embarrassed to do them because I thought my friends would see it. It was like, oh, you were advertising your art. Like, no, 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 no. And now it's like, market, 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 market. And then those friends come to me and it's like, oh my God, how did you get all these projects? Like, how do
Yes.
you think? It's
Yes.
business strategy. I have this amount of money spent on marketing every month. It's in the books.
Of course. And what's been the biggest lesson that you've learned?
That you don't have to do things on your own. Because when I think I honestly didn't understand how, because I'm not that motivated all the time. when you work for somebody, right? I had day jobs, and I had supervisors and bosses. Like, they kind of tell you what to do, you do that, and you're good. When you work for yourself, nobody's going to tell you what to do, right? Nobody's going to make a checklist for you. But there is, like, I started working with a mentor and a person who advises me on how to grow and scale my business. And they also advises me, like, if there's things I don't like doing that takes a lot of my energy, like spreadsheets. Oh my God, I hate spreadsheets. It's not me at all. Like, I'm like, I see a spreadsheet, I start sweating. Um, so, like, I learned that if there's some things that I don't like to do, I can delegate it. So those two things, one, you need to, in my experience, that you need to have someone who can advise you, like a mentor, a coach, on your business, or like we have therapists. This is like a business therapist in a way. Um, and then things that takes a lot of your energy, take away from my creativity, I can delegate. Just hire people who will do that.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, I want to focus on client relationships. I love meeting people, talk about projects, brainstorming, being on sites, like that. That's get the creative juices flowing. I love creating. Like, I sit down in front of my computer or in the studio and I create art. And right now, I'm really uh, interested in marketing, so I kind of do
Yeah.
it on my own right now, because it's
Yeah.
something that I'm inspired by, and it's like a fun game, like how we can figure this out. Like,
For
it's a,
sure.
it's a quest challenge. Okay, if I do this, I get this. If I do this, I get this. But then eventually, of course, I'll probably have someone
Right.
to work on that as well.
Yeah. So
So
cool.
yes, it's not a coincidence. It was a hard choice, but I'm glad I did it.
Yes.
I love
Reaping the effect.
I love running a business. I love growing a business.
Yes.
It's also very creative. Don't take me wrong. It's a creative job because there's so many solutions and ways to
Problem
take and
solving,
problem
fixing,
solving.
keeping you
It's
on your
very
toes.
creative.
Yeah. One of the biggest things the book says is people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
By why you do it.
And so for
Yeah.
you being able to take a role on all those avenues and really own in on your story to create art is
Yes.
really priceless.
Thank you.
So before we go into a fun little game that I have for you.
Oh my God, there's a
Yeah, we have to end on a fun little game.
Surprises.
Is there any last notes you have on this book that you want to share or add, or any final takeaways?
Um, I think that you asked me a question before. What I would advise people who don't know their why.
Yes. What
I
advice would you give people who don't know their why?
I think I would spin it a little bit,
Okay.
and I would give advice to anybody who starts a new venture to think about their why, because that's gonna make whole process so much easier and fun, because life is fun. I If we're not having fun, what's the point of it? Yes, there's struggles, challenges, troubleshooting, da, 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 but it's all part of the game and it's fun. So when you just do something, like what and the how, and what and do without purpose behind it, you're gonna get tired, you're gonna get demotivated, you're not gonna spark, and that you're not gonna have that energy that people are gonna be attracted to. So I think before starting anything is think of the why. And I think finding a purpose is one of the hardest things. Um, so probably it's not even, because if you do something that you love, you already have the why. You just need to dig deeper. What joy, why did you start to doing it in the first place? But if you don't have a purpose or a business that um, inspires you, or you think can inspire others, is look back, look at things that you enjoyed doing when you were younger, when you didn't have
Your
those
story.
your story, the pressures that of. And I know it's hard to it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
I think, like, okay, this is, I have a fun question for you. If you wouldn't do, if money wasn't a an issue, and you can do whatever you want, what would you be doing? And probably the first three answers, that's what you're really driven to do. Because if you ask me that, I would still do what I do,
Same.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the deep meaning and a purpose in life that we have.
That's a great starting point. So we are getting into our word association game.
What?
Okay, a little fun game.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say 10 words from the book, and you're going to
Mhm.
say the first thing that comes to your mind after each word. And then I'm going to say 10 words not from the book.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
But it's like,
Okay.
just go for it.
Okay.
All right? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Leadership,
Strength.
inspiration,
Sunrise.
purpose,
Drive.
motivation,
Waking up in the morning.
action.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa could be the word. Action. Whoa, it's a lot.
Whoa,
It's a lot of action.
yes.
What was it? Success,
Making decisions quickly.
culture,
Beauty.
communication,
People.
innovation,
Inspiration.
belief.
Certainty.
Yes. All right, those are the 10 from the book.
Wow, I think I totally blew this.
No, you didn't. It's just the first thing that comes to your mind. You did great. My favorite was action. Wow. All right, 10 not from the book.
Okay.
Okay. Apple.
New York.
That was good. Book.
Happy time.
Chair.
Comfort.
Dog.
Walks.
That was cute. Lollipop.
Childhood.
Flower.
Smell.
Guitar.
Melody.
House.
Place to be.
Ice cream.
Ooh, date.
I like that. Ice cream date.
Ice cream
Jump.
Energy.
Nice. He's jumped that energy.
Yeah.
I feel that. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Are we done?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You did that. You did your first podcast.
Oh my
Can you give yourself a little round of applause? You did that. You did so good. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're living in your why. You're living in your purpose. You are shining in a radiant light.
Thank
and
you
everybody
so
that tunes
much.
into this is going to strongly be impacted not only by your art now, but by your words.
Thank you. And thank you for being such a great host. It was just a conversation that flew. I think we can talk for hours. I would talk for hours. I feel so comfortable here now.
Yes,
But thank you guys.
it.
It's
You're
really,
very welcome.
you made the first experience amazing.
You're
Wow,
welcome. I'm
thank
glad
you.
that we're able to do that. I'm just a reflection of you. So thankful for this moment to align
Love
with
it.
you.
Love it. Love it. Can't wait.
Yes.
To
So
see.
for the people tuning in, where can they find you?
Oh, I think my Instagram page is probably the most active. It's Orla_Ananda, which links to my website as well. So these are the two social media outlets that I use the most. And yeah, and you can, from Instagram there, you can find my email, my phone number. Don't text me, but I'm kidding. You can totally
But
text
DM me. Just kidding.
DM me, right? But yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you. So there you have it. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Make sure to get your copy today in the link in description below. And as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely want to hear from you. And turn the page. We'll see you on the next one.